What's going on, YouTube? Tom here, and yes, some parts are finally arriving. Today I'm coming to you from yet another overcast day here in the Sunshine State. Yeah, Sunshine State my ass. But yes, so parts are starting to arrive for the 2018 Mustangs. So I made now a couple different videos about my proposed mod plans for the Mustang, and I said, well, here is some stuff that I would like to put on my car when it gets here. Well, the big problem is stuff just hasn't been arriving at the rate I was hoping. For that matter, the rate a lot of people were hoping. Now, I knew buying a 2018, it wouldn't be like immediately everything hits the market. I knew it would be a bit of a wait. Like, okay, it's going to take at least a few months. It'll be, February-ish, March-ish, etc. It'll be a while. So, and of course, now we're in basically the middle of February. Speaking of that, if you are watching this when I post it, Happy Valentine's Day if you have a reason to celebrate, or Happy Wednesday if you don't. It's okay, I won't judge you either way. But yeah, so we're in the middle of February, and realistically not a whole lot has come out. Roush has yet to officially release their supercharger kit. Although we already know the specs, so when it comes out, we already know what we're getting. And then we've got, different body kit type companies. Most of them have kind of shown what they want to do. Especially at SEMA. SEMA, we saw a lot of what's in the works or what is going to come out. But you still can't buy a lot of that. And for exhaust, I found out, kind of hence the intro, so MagnaFlow is actually coming out with an exhaust for it. Now, this is significant because, as we know, they always are going to come out with exhaust. There's already different exhaust units that fit the 15 to 17 that you can already go ahead and use on the 18, but it's significant because on the MagnaFlow unit you can in fact put it on cars with active exhaust, and that is important because now you can finally change the sound of the active exhaust car, because most of the active exhaust cars I've seen with mods, basically they were just simply the X-pipe units or H-pipe units, basically just the suitcase delete with these units, and quite frankly they don't sound that great. It's just more or less just louder. Not a problem, and I was looking at that thing, and that could be better. Eventually I kept thinking someone is going to have to come out with the active exhaust capable setup. Now, it's not that big of a shock because Chevy has their version of active exhaust, which is the dual mode exhaust and the racing exhaust. There already are aftermarket setups for that, so it's not like it's that difficult to do. You just transfer over the valves. But it's significant because that'll have a good sounding exhaust on the active exhaust cars. The biggest downside of that is that kit, because it has to be specially done for active exhaust, it costs more. So it's $1,600 for that exhaust setup from MagnaFlow, and that's of course in addition to you having to already get active exhaust, so that's $900. So right there you're looking at $2,500. The other option of course is you can get the axle backs from MagnaFlow, and in theory, if you didn't like the suitcase, you could go with an H-pipe or X-pipe. Theoretically you would spend the same amount of money, but theoretically you could have a different sound as well. I guess that's always up for debate. Will I be getting that? And we'll have to see. I want to hear how it sounds first once it already comes out. The biggest problem is it's going to come out, and it is in March. So for right now, they've said that it's going to be there. It's on pre-order right now. But then another one, of course, is I do still want to do long tube headers, and I've been waiting to see if they come out with separate long tube headers. And as of right now, there are companies coming out with headers just simply because what fits the 15 to 17 will actually fit an 18. So it turns out that's not much of a difference. as of right now, they just have to go through and confirm fitment. Basically, someone has to bolt it up and realize, yep, that fits. Okay, cool. Now, the other thing is I'm kind of holding off on something like that just because you have to get a tune done, and the big problem there is there's really not that much going on in the way of tuning for the 18s just yet. So my thoughts are, instead of being one of the first, I'd rather let someone else figure that out. Once they get it perfected, then I'll do it. And then, of course, all the various interior mods I want to do, they're coming. Some stuff they've got already. Some stuff, if it fits a 15 to 17, a lot of times it just fits an 18 for interior stuff. The 18 interior. People have pointed out all the differences, but for the most part, it's the same interior, so that's not a big deal for me. And then, of course, the final kind of set of mods that I'm still waiting on, and unfortunately, they've released nothing, not even what's going to come out, and that is Ford Performance themselves. Now, as we all know, the Bullet Mustang, when it comes out, it's going to have a GT350 intake manifold on it, and it's a revised tune. Now, the problem is that no one's confirmed fitment for that on the 18s yet, and of course no tune or anything. With any luck, Ford will offer that as an option. Ford will eventually come out with that and be like, yeah, here, you can put this on your 18. Because in fact, I already found out within the community, the S550 community, people are putting 18 intake manifolds on 15 to 17 cars. Apparently it's not that difficult to tune either, since that tune's already been figured out, and you get a few extra horsepower, and actually at a discounted rate. So I feel like it's one of those things that when it comes out, it will be a thing. Now, the big downside is Ford may just not come out with that because they might say, well, it's not going to offer you enough power. We have to see. That's a big question. And as for suspension, and as long as you don't have Magna Ride, again, 15 to 17 parts bolt right up. So, for the most part, some of the stuff, it's already existing just because 15 to 17 cars are essentially the same, and some stuff they've still got to come out with it. But Mustangs, as most people know, are a great platform just because you can modify them. The aftermarket is huge for the Mustang. There is a never-ending supply of parts, and to be honest, people are going out and buying the 18s even without the parts, knowing the parts are going to come out. Now, it's been one of those things, some people have said don't get an 18 immediately just because parts aren't there. So, again, it's all relative. But me, I bought the 18 knowing parts would come out. That's why I specifically decided to get it, is I was like, okay, I want the 18 over the 17, a lot of improvements, and I know there's going to be an aftermarket later. It might not come out immediately, but you know there will be one. So let me know in the comment section below what you all think of that. Are you all excited for all these parts, and you all are as impatient as I am and wanting to know where is everything? Anyway, if you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. If you're stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. Help this channel get to 1,000 subscribers. Take care. Have a good day.